hello there, beautiful people. Welcome to a fantastic episode with me. Are you ready to dive into this beautiful crow's nest escape ship, Escape Icarus from Planet of the Apes? I know I am. I tell you, I just can't wait to dive into it and get some progress done on this to see if we can get some make it look really good. But if you remember on the last episode, I did an introduction of this build, of showing you what I was going to do and how I was going to do it, and it's a lot of stuff to cover, so I had to make that just one episode in itself. So on this one, we are going to officially call this part 1 of the Crow's Nest Escape Icarus from Planet of the Apes, and we are going to start on this. So I think what I'm going to start on first is the seating, and then I'll have to tackle smoothing out that well that I built up. If you saw the last episode of the introduction, you will have seen that I built up that well a little bit on the bottom, going down to the tunnel hatch, and I had to do that just so the seats could come up just a little bit, get a little bit closer to those consoles. So I think it's going to work out real good, but I gotta get all that smoothed out real good before I can actually put the buff color, the paint color on the interior. But I think what I'm going to work on is the seats. I think I just said that, and of course I'm going to work on a few other things. So let's get started and let's see if we can get some good progress on this. Okay, let's do it. Alrighty, so once again, the rarity of this kit. I mean, if one of these only pops up on eBay every 5 years, or even not even that much, this is a pretty rare kit, and I am going to do my best to get this done. It usually takes me a build or two to finally get a system going, to know how the builds work, but this one I've only got about one chance for this, so I'd better get it done. I get it right the first time, and I am going to really look over these instructions and just really look over everything real good. A lot of test fitting, as it says: test fit, test fit, test fit, study some more, test fit. So that is what I'm going to be doing, and I think it will work out pretty good. I do have some little some questions about how I would do this, and I will have to figure out what would be the best way to do that as we go along with that. And so I got me a nice clean and sharp hobby knife to cut these photo etch out, because if you don't have them nice and sharp, your knife and cutting at these, you can really rip them up. But so I'm going to get these instructions out, and I'm going to look through them. Get to the seat part. Yeah, here we go. And just kind of look through them. I'm sure some of you know all this by heart. And it looks like I'm going to need the metal piece as well. Okay, so there's your armrests. Let's see, there's another set of armrests. I should have 3 of them. And I do. I have 3. All 3 of them. Or all 3 sets of them, I should say. So I'm going to just kind of look to this and just kind of take my time. Of course, I'm going to put this video in fast motion while I do this, so just sit back and enjoy the little thing I have for you. Alright, I'll show you what I did, my mistake, but it's definitely was fixable, and I fixed it. When I cut this off of, let's see, I had 3 of these. These are the armrests, and they go on these little metal tabs right here. And I took one or a couple of them off right here and here and here for these. I took them off of some of the armrests, and lo and behold, I didn't know it then. I thought it was tab. This little piece right here, yeah, that is supposed to be on there. And I cut that sucker slap off. Yeah, you can see them right there. And so I just had to kind of go in to remake new ones. Kind of like that a little bit. So that was no big deal, but that was a learning experience that I had to learn. But I'm glad I had that little, it's just a little tubing. Where is it? Do I have any tubing over here? Don't know where I put my tubing. So anyways, it's just a little tubing stock from Evergreen. Kind of Evergreen plastic, get all kinds of little tube sizes. So, but yeah, that no big deal. No big deal. It's just a matter of re-scratch building that. So, all right, let's continue. Alrighty, got seats on. That is about an hour's worth of work right there. I will be getting ready to see about repositioning these seats where they need to go. Maybe, let's see. So they kind of need to go there. They were back here. I don't like that, and that's not where they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be right up here. So, whoop, got them falling. So that's where I'm going to do this. It's right there, so yeah. Okay, so this is what I come up with the wishbone console, the front console. And I think this is probably the best method to use, you know, because, like I said, I've only got one chance to do this, and I want as little mistakes as I possibly can get. So what I wanted to do, I want to make this thing really clean, and hopefully it will be clean, is because you've got photo etch here. Let me back up. You've got some photo etch here, and you've got to put your decals on before you put the photo etch on. Okay, and if I put the decals on, then put my photo etch on, and then, okay, I definitely have to brush paint it, because, I mean, there's no other alternative. You would paint right over your decals, and you sure couldn't use liquid mask over the decals, because it might peel the decals when you lift off the liquid mask. So what I went and did, this is what I did. I masked off all of the consoles. I masked all these consoles off. I also masked off where the lights, yeah, you got little indentions in here where lights are going to be coming through. Really cool how you did that on both, right here too, under here. And then here I left those masked off, and everything else is going to be painted. And I may put another coat on those just to make sure. They ain't got to be perfect because they are going to be covered up with these. But anyways, I did that so I can paint this whole thing. I can airbrush it and give it a nice clean coat without any kind of ripples or bumpy effects that happens when you brush on Tamiya paints. At least it happens with me. I'm not sure what that is, but I'll be able to get a good primer coat on here too and do a lot of good light blocking. So yeah, that is, I believe, the best option and the very best method. And then after it's all painted, I will actually paint these as well. I'll probably prime these and paint them the same color as I'm painting this, that beige color. And then once I put these on, if there's any touch up, I'll touch it up real carefully. But what I think I'm going to do is these are all one piece or two pieces, and you kind of bend them to put them in. I think on mine I am going to cut these individually off. I hope I think it'll look good enough, but I'm going to attempt to do that. I think I'm just going to cut these individually off, and it'd be a whole lot easier to stick them in here. And if there is any kind of seams, I think I can kind of fill those in with a little bit of paint, just a little bit, kind of cover those seams up. I don't know if that's ethical or not, but I think it will work. So that is my plans with this, and I think it's a good one. I think it'll be a winner. And again, I showed you my seats; they're all finished and everything. So I have been putting. It's a lot. I understand. I know it's a lot. I think I put too much on there, but it's going to sand off real good. I was having trouble with this Bondo. This Bondo's glazing putty. I'd have little issues with it, and it would crack. Yeah, once you put it on, it dries and it cracks, and I used to not know exactly why that would happen. And then I mentioned that on YouTube on one of my fantastic plastic Icarus, that is. And someone mentioned that you've got to stir this. So, you know, in a tube, icing in a tube, you just kind of mix it all together up in there, and it mixes together because it separates. And I didn't think about that, but I did that, and I am not seeing any cracking in here no more. So, I mean, I can see that. That makes a lot of sense that would happen, that the hardener and the cream stuff would kind of separate from each other, and you'd kind of have that cracking effect. But look at that. I mean, it's nice and smooth. So if you have any trouble with this, which you may already figure this out, just mix it like this, and you should be good to go. Very good to go. So, okay, that's good, and I'm glad I found that. And I think on this also I'm going to mask these off as well, so as I can put a nice good little paint job on here, which I don't know if you'll be able to see it much down here. I think you will more up here. And I think that these little indentions here are supposed to be a lighter color or a darker color. I'm not sure which, at which I might attempt to do that as well. And you ain't got too much here, and I'm not going to put any I'm not going to put any little extra bars going across, whatever, braces, cross braces. I'm not going to do that on this one. It's just going to be kind of simple as far as that goes. Okay, I'm going to show you in fast motion how I do some of this liquid mask on here. So this stuff, this material is a bit resistant to this stuff, so you have to put it on kind of thick. But it will go on and it's going to do its job. So this is, I believe, the best way to get this done. Okay, once again, there is the consoles. They are masked off. What is masked is what's going to be left unpainted, so light will come through. And like all this stuff right here is going to definitely be painted. These grid lines right here, they're going to be painted. And so that's just going to work out real nice, and I will be able to do what I need to do with it. So that is good. Okay, so this is the method I have for this wishbone console. This is how I'm going to paint them. I've separated them all, and thank goodness I've had this extra one right here to kind of go by as a model. Otherwise, I don't think I'd be able to put it back together. But I know it's kind of dumb looking right now, but it gives me the idea of where everything goes. But I'm also glad that I've got this extra one just in case this don't work. I can go with this one, so that's good because I'm experimenting right now to see if this is going to work. I think it will. I sanded down all the little edges. When I cut it off, it kind of left a little bit jagged edges, so I sanded it down a little bit, and I think that'll probably work. Yeah, I think that'll work pretty good. So I will, when the time comes, I will paint this the beige color just like the rest of it, and we will go from there. Okay, this is what I come up with so far. As you can see, it looks really good. It looks it's nice and has its that buildup is gone, so it is completely smooth, so that's good. But what I am doing is just painting all the interior parts white, whatever is, and of course I'm doing this a grayish color, just kind of making sure ain't no light gonna bleed through. What I'm probably gonna have to do, and what you kind of have to do, is keep paint from building over it. I'm probably gonna have to take these masks off, this liquid mask. I'll take it off and I'll just reapply it before I put the beige color on both of these, because you can see it's building up a little bit, and I did want to build it up some because I didn't want no light leaking through, and I think that'll do it, especially when I get that beige color on there. That'll really seal it in, and there will be no light bleeds, that'll be a good thing. But what I'm having to do now is, of course, let's see, I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, those little holes right there. That is where where these seats used to go, but now I'm gonna have to move them up. So what I'm trying to do is trying to figure out the best way to do that to make this thing look as even as it possibly can. Let's see, I'm just kind of trying to figure this out here. Yeah, okay, we'll just kind of pop it right there. And so basically like that, I think. Okay, and then what I'm gonna have to do, okay, so it used to go there, so I may have to eyeball it. Oh, that looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit farther up. Just a smidgen. And once I get my real placement, I will make some holes. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, it's making it look a whole lot better doing it this way. Okay, that looks pretty even. And I'm going to tell you something. That looks smacking good right there. That looks so good. So what I'm going to need to do, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to do this. But that is basically pretty much what that's going to kind of look like. And I think, yeah, I think this middle one can go over just a tiny bit. Just barely. So let me work on that a little bit and get those holes done. And then once I do that, we should be getting about ready to do the beige color and, of course, the dark floor color. But it's all looking really good, ain't it? I mean, look at that. Nice. Like I said, all that's got to get cleaned up and all that good stuff. But I'm just kind of working slowly. But yeah, that one's got to definitely come over just a little bit. So I will do that. Okay, so I got the Icarus parts out here, and I'm fixing to do the interior color, which is what I'm going to use as Buff XF57. And so I'm going to airbrush this on, and so let's get started. Alrighty, folks, I believe that will do it for this part 1 episode of this Escape Planet of the Apes Crow's Nest Icarus that I'm doing. And I think it's going to be really good, but you don't want to miss the next episode, which is going to be we're going to actually do some actual detail painting and assembly, and probably get this thing mostly assembled on the next video, but we'll see. I don't want to rush this, but it's looking like that's pretty much what it's going to be. It ain't going to be all that much to really put together. It's just, yeah, it's not going to be all that much. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited the way this is going to turn out, and I am predicting that this thing is going to really look nice. I believe that it's really going to look good, and I'm so glad that to be able to have the experience to be able to build a crow's nest model, as I will probably never ever get the chance to build one of these, which is kind of sad, but maybe somebody will come out, a company will come out with a kit one of these days. But yeah, as far as Drew's crow's nest, it's a really good model. It really is a good model, and it really makes me all that much more want to build Taylor's full ship. But anyways, maybe maybe one day that will come. So I really do appreciate you watching. I really do appreciate your support, and I really appreciate you coming on and with me and building a model with me for about 30 minutes. So, okay, I guess with that I will let you go. And again, don't miss the next episode, which is going to be the assembling part. It's going to be the fun part. It's going to be the absolute fun part. I always enjoy doing the assembly part. You know, once you get everything all nice and detail painted, and then you're just able to put it all together. That's where all the magic really happens. So, okay. So until then, please, boys and girls, stay safe, take care, and keep modeling.